Hey, mathematicians. We're playing a game today called the Place Value Game. And this is a game that we're going to play all together in our Zoom, and we'll do breakout rooms again because I think that went really well. So if you are watching this before math, you can get an idea of how to play, but save your papers to use for when we're all together. You can practice on your whiteboard if you want to ahead of time. Or you can print out some extra papers to use, but you'll need a set of clean, unused papers for our Zoom today. And if this is after the Zoom, if you missed the Zoom today, that's okay. And this is a game that you can also play on your own. Give it a go on your own. Okay, so this is similar. Last week we played Take Your Places, Please, and you had to pick numbers and then you would arrange them to build the biggest number. This is similar, but there's a twist to it, a little bit different. We're using a die, so you'll need a die. Mine has numbers on it, but you can use one with dots on it too. Whatever kind of die you have is just fine. And here's what I want you to do is we're going to start by rolling the die. First, we're going to work with numbers in the hundreds, and then we'll actually, in our Zoom, we'll talk about numbers in the thousands today too, and we'll do some that are in the thousands, so with 4 places. So the first step of this is to roll your die. So I'm going to roll my die. Okay, I got a 4. So whatever number it lands on to start. So I got a 4. I'm going to just work with this first set of number grid, the first number grid up at the top. I have to decide where I want to put that number. And after I do it, guess what? I can't change it. It's stuck. In fact, using a marker would be a great idea for this one because once you put your number in, you're stuck with it in that place. Now, so I have to think that my die goes from 1 to 6. I got a 4, and I have to think. So 6 is the biggest number I can get. Oh, and I should tell you this. We're trying to make the biggest number that we can. So, gosh, I don't know if 4 will be the biggest number or 4 will be the smallest. 4 is kind of a number that's in between, so I'm going to go ahead and just put 4 in the middle. Whew. Who knows? I could only roll ones after, and we'll see. We'll see. So we're going to see. And you and your partners will probably end up putting numbers in different places, and then we'll see who gets the biggest number, and that person will say, me. And remember, we're going to be good sports. It's okay, whoever says me. That's fine. Oh, I got another 4. Okay, well, I think 4 is okay. It's not too small, so I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so I know at least I have a number in the 400s. Let's see what I get this time. Roll. Oh, I got a 5. So now my biggest number is going over in the ones. 445. Okay, now I know I could have made a bigger number, but since I can't move my numbers around once I put them on, I'm stuck with it. So after you make a number, if you're playing it by yourself, you'll just see, oh, okay, you can do it this time and then do it. You can play with a family member or a friend, but you can do it that time and then you could do it another time and see which one is bigger. But when you're playing with your friends, we'll use this one and we'll all have those same numbers and we'll have to see who put them where, and then one of us will say me. Okay, let's try one more time. And then we can at least compare these two, even though that's a little bit different than how we'll play it in person. Okay, I started out with a 5. I have a good feeling about 5. I'm putting 5 right here in the hundreds place. 5 is almost as big as I can go with this dice, right? This die. 3. 3 is kind of smaller. I'm going to put 3 over there. So with this one, you might not always be able to make the biggest number because once you put your number in, you're stuck with it. Whoops. Whoa, there goes my die. Ooh, I got a 4. So, ooh, I like this number. Remember how I like numbers that are consecutive? 543. You know what? It turned out that this was the biggest number I could make with these digits. Okay, which of my 2 numbers is bigger? Yep, that one. But when we play with friends, we would each have the digits 543, and depending where we put them, we'd read our number and see whose was the biggest. Okay, this is a fun game. So I want you to give it a try. I have to grab my eraser. And then Once you do it with hundreds, we'll give it a try with numbers in the thousands. So to start out with, let's just practice reading a number in the thousands. So it usually has a comma after this. In math, 3 digits are usually digits are separated by a comma. So you'll have 3 digits, a comma, and then if there were 3 more, there'd be a comma. And it just helps with reading it. So you can see that comma and say, oh, I know what number that is. You can see groups of 3 together. So 2,000, when it's like the 2,561. So you read this number and then you say 1,000 and then you read that number. Okay? So this would be 2,561. Now I'm going to give you one to try and read. Yeah, 3,472. Which is bigger, by the way? 2,561 or 3,472? 3,000. Yeah. So do you know, when we're working with this, it takes 10 tens to make 100. Do you know how many hundreds it takes to make 1,000? It takes 10 hundreds to make 1,000. And I don't have one right with me right this minute, but if we put 10 of the hundreds flats together, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's kind of like a side view of them, you get a big, huge cube. And it's big. That's not quite, that doesn't look quite right. It would be a little bit bigger like this. But it's as tall as a hundreds block, as wide as a hundreds block, as deep as a hundreds block. And that's the thousands. Okay, so 10 hundreds make 1,000. 3,472. So this one is bigger, okay? It's just kind of like all the other numbers we've been working with. The bigger the number here in the thousands, the bigger your number is. Okay, so you can play the same game into the thousands. Okay, so let's do one together, and that'll be it for today. Ooh, I got a 2. Not very big. My 2 is going over here. So it goes ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So my 2 is going in the tens. Okay, ready? Here we go again. 3. My 3. Oh, I'm going to put it right over here and hope that I get something bigger for my hundreds or my thousands. 4. That's definitely bigger. Okay, so now I'm hoping for something even bigger for up here in my thousands. Ooh, I got a 4. Okay, not bad. It's still bad. Okay, and I'm going to put a comma here too. So my number is, oh, do you want to try reading my number? Why don't you try reading my number? 4,423. Yeah. Okay. And then I would have to compare that with my teammates, or I can compare it with whoever I'm playing with, or I can do it again myself and compare it to my own number. Okay, so remember, if you missed the Zoom, go ahead, give this game a try on your own. And if you didn't miss the Zoom, if we haven't done the Zoom yet, you can just practice this and then practice it on your whiteboard and then come to Zoom and we'll play this with friends. Okay, see you later.